Hello and welcome to episode 70 of Pentagon for Gold, where today we are playing the second leg of the Copa do Brasil final against Palmeiras. Last time we drew 1-1 with Palmeiras, and then we've had one game since then where we beat Atletico Paranaense, who were sitting in fourth, 1-0, and we also had a stupid red card from Rodrigo Pontia, who just completely took someone out for no reason. So today's episode is going to be Palmeiras in the Cup, and then Gremio in the league. Gremio are bottom of the league, so it should be a nice, easy game for us there. But important we don't make any slip-ups that might allow other teams to catch up with us. Unfortunately, we're not able to go at full strength today because we've got a few players heading out on international duty, including the likes of Manuel Minho. As a result, Rodrigo João starts up front with Diego Carlos. Pontillo, despite his red card in that league game, is going to be playing today, particularly Sydney is recovering from an injury. And our two centre-backs are Breitner and Robert. Gavassi is on the bench, but he was a little bit jaded last time, so I think it's important that we give him a bit more time to rest, as we don't want any collapses in the last weeks of the season. We've also got the likes of Giancarlo on the bench, who can't play in any other competition, and Robert actually also is in a similar situation, but he's usually going to start when he is when he is available. Pontillo taken down by Devertali or Devertak on the edge of the box. I think it was probably outside, so I'm not expecting a penalty here. I'd take one, but I'd say it's unlikely. And not a penalty, so it is outside the box. Let's see if we can do anything from the resulting free kick though. No, Pedro Ayub's cross is headed away comfortably by the Palmeiras defender. And now Belly on the left hand side finds Rodrigo João, who beats his man. Looked like a dangerous cross. Did curve in towards a good area, but the defender was there to stop that. But now it's back with Pedro Ayub and Thiago Emiliano. And Pontillo is found by Yanka. The two loanies combining. Pontillo making up a little bit for that stupid red card he got in the last game. It was just nonsensical what he did in that one. So it's nice to have him, actually providing something positive today. Brightness header just over the bar. Wasn't a whole long way off. Thiago Emiliano intercepts well, and now Yanka finds Belly, who hammers it just off the bar. That might have been Belly's first goal if he had scored there, I don't know. He might have scored a couple of headers from free kicks, as Robert has just done there. Beautifully demonstrated, lad. Really good cross from Ayub. Robert rose highest and was always going to put that header home. And it's now 2-0 on the day. 3-1 on aggregate. So we are in a pretty comfortable position. Hopefully we can hold on to this and won't have any injuries or just players being a bit too tired for other games. Diego Carlos into Rodrigo João directly from the kickoff. Pedro Ayub finds Pontillo with a really nice pass. He had support on the left and right hand sides. Found Pontillo nicely, but Pontillo couldn't put it home. And now it's a throw-in for Palmeiras. Carlos Adalberto. Good tackle by Romulo, who incidentally is now at least happy enough to stay till the next transfer window. He was wanting to leave due to interest shown in him, but he's happy to stay now. Adalberto sells his striker short, and so Thiago Emiliano is able to win it back pretty easily. And now Romulo on the right hand side gets past his man, sort of, finds Pontillo. Lots of exchange passes here, and Thiago Emiliano, what's going on there? How's that not got in? About 400 different attempts at scoring there. And it's a goal kick for Melchizedek. Yang probably had a bit more time to play with that one, but decided to head it straight away. Now, though, Pedro Ayub on the counter-attack, just as it was looking like Palmeiras were going to make one of their own. And Pedro Ayub just inches wide. Probably should do a little bit better there, but that was not far off. Pontio gets around his man nicely before looping it over the bar, not troubling Melchi's deck. As it happens, we've also not got Gustavo Mateus in goal today because he's on international duty, which is a little bit problematic, having a real backup goalkeeper as your one of your starters on the day. Let's get Giancarlo on for some minutes. Doesn't get to play in anything else, so he'll probably appreciate the game time. And one more sub. Pedro Ayub can come off for one delay. Romulo on the right hand side now. Pontio loses out to the defender, but it does make its way back to Romulo regardless. And now Wanderlei exchanges passes with his midfield partner Giancarlo. Oh, that's a beautiful strike from Wanderlei. What a goal. I think that's his weak foot. I think he's right-footed. So that was quite special. Quite special from Wanderlei. Very nicely done, lad. And it looks like we're really running away with this final now. Wanderlei steps in brilliantly there. He's had a really good cameo so far and finds Rodisvaldo João, who makes no mistake with the finish. 22nd goal of the season for him. He is on fire. Started as our 3rd, 4th, 5th choice striker this season. He's played a lot recently. He's not technically as good as the others, but he just plays well. He's always scoring goals, always looking dangerous, so you got to give him chances. And Palmeiras have pulled one back through Acaccio. Not too much of a worry at this point. I think we'll be pretty safe here. But a demonstration of why Court is not our main goalkeeper, given that he's conceded from the first shot on target. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. It was a difficult shot to save. Rodisvaldo João tries to trouble Melchizedek, but it's a pretty comfortable catch for the goalkeeper. But as you can see, we've thoroughly deserved this victory today. Almost 30 shots in 90 minutes to their 4. So that is our, I think, 2nd bit of silverware this year. Very happy with that performance. Pretty strong all-round team performance, to be honest. And that was with quite a lot of players missing through international duty, a couple of injuries, a bit of rest, and yeah, very happy to have that. Let's see, what else have we done? So we've won that, and we also won the Campionato Paulista Sicredi Serie A 1, and we're still in the running for the Serie A and the Copa Libertadores. Not gonna lie, 7.36 million for winning that tournament. Not too bad, I'll take that. And it's the first time in ages we've won it. When was the last time? 2023, and in real life. Wow, looks like they never won it. But one of the affiliates apparently had, Santo Andre. Wow, that is a surprising one. But it looks like they were in Serie A in 2009, so a fair while since they've actually been doing anything really. We qualified for the Copa Libertadores by winning that tournament. Not very difficult to qualify for it, but 26.37 million with 1 million per week in wages. That is very nice as well. How does that leave our budgets looking? £104,000. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I think I'm going to go and offer Thiago Emiliano a new contract because he was very keen to get one recently. It's a pretty similar lineup for today's game against Gremio, with just Vitor Gabriel and Wanderlei coming into the team. As you can see, our bench is a little bit short at the moment. Let's go get a comfortable win. See these guys off very nice and easily. We should do. They're not very good this season, but who knows I think in past seasons they've not been anywhere near the bottom, so I don't know quite what's going on with their season this year. I guess in some of the other leagues around the world, they're not like the Premier League where you usually end up with teams being roughly where they usually are, and maybe one or two exceptions. Oh, that's a fantastic strike from Pedro Ayew, really powerful, no chance for the keeper. He did get a hand to it, but he wasn't going to save that. That was just too powerful for him. Let's see what we can do from this free kick. Pedro Ayew with a really good delivery, but Breitner can't get the header down enough. And it's a goal kick for Gremio. And now Elton eventually cleared out by the goalkeeper, and Vitor Gabriel will be able to collect. He is a little bit unhappy, he's barely playing, but he is pretty rubbish, that's why. But I don't feel too bad about playing him in this game because we should be beating Gremio regardless. A couple of players are already starting to tire a tiny bit. They've just played a few games recently, so that's why. But nothing too problematic. Pedro Ayew, Romulo into Wanderlei, and Thiago Miliano with a brilliant strike. 15th goal of the season from central midfield. That is not bad at all from Thiago Miliano. I couldn't actually offer him a new contract at the moment because his agent had come to me when I couldn't afford to improve them, and I asked him to sack his agent already before that because he'd done that once before, and as a result there was a breakdown in talks, so that's why we couldn't chat to him recently. But no doubt in a few weeks that'll be fine, and he'll be happy to sign the contract. I can picture him being one of those players that's pretty good but just never quite end up making out of Brazil, even when players who aren't as good can make it. But he's definitely got interest from English clubs in particular, so there's a chance that he'll leave eventually, particularly once we've gone. I don't think he's the kind of player that I'd be looking to bring in at my next club unless there were shorts in midfield, I suppose. Pedro Ayew with a banger, really nice strike from him. To be honest, I think most of the players that I would be looking to bring to Europe with me would be the guys I had in Mexico. I don't think there's been anyone in this team that's suddenly shot out. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully there'll be someone who surprises me. Perhaps Belly might be. He's not Premier League level quite yet, but he's almost there, I think. And he's 18 and he's growing quite quickly, so I think he has definitely got really good potential. We can hope that he's good enough for a big English team or even just on the continent somewhere. I don't know where we're going to go, but 3-0 at half time, very convincing. Keep it up, lads. Don't need to do too much in this half. Just do what you can to see out the result without any injuries, without any sending offs. Hallelujah, interesting name. Oh, and that looks like an own goal from Romulo. I think it was heading in anyway, to be honest. I'm not quite sure why it's been given as an own goal for him, but you won't want to watch that one back anyway. He probably should have done better getting up to it. And Wanderlei tries to win it back from Federico Eli, but doesn't manage to do it successfully, and he's got it back but can only fire off a tame shot, really. Nothing that was ever going to trouble Emmanuel Court in our goal. Diego Carlos is tired. I wonder if that's an injury. Doesn't seem to be. Maybe I guess he's okay. We'll get Yanker up front. My mouse is playing up. Let's not put Gavassi up front. Let's put Yanker up front, and then he can come off for Vinicius Carlos. Oh, now Yanker's tired. Brilliant. It's like the game doesn't want me to succeed. We'll probably end up just playing someone out of position there. Vinicius now on the ball, breaking through the midfield. He's done well to hold it for this long. And now Romulo into Thiago Miliano, but it's blocked out well by the defender. Pedro Ayew now. And Igor Carlos claims it well, and Sydney seems to have picked up a knock. Oh no, he's not playing in this game, but he'll come on. Let's get Pedro Ayew off as well. I think we'll get Adavilson on, get him some game time. Sure, he'll appreciate that. As long as Sydney doesn't get a proper injury, we should be okay. But we are really running on a small squad at the moment due to all those internationals, but they should be back, I think, for the next game. Wanderlei on the edge of the box, that's surely a goal. Oh, unlucky. Off the bar. It was a decent attempt from Wanderlei. Nakeda. Well dealt with by Vitor Gabriel. Wasn't the most convincing of attacking from Nakeda, but Vitor Gabriel did what he needed to. Vinicius now headed away and finds its way only to Breitner. That was really good intense running from Breitner to win that in place of the attacker. Looked like we were about to be counter-attacked. And there's another goal for Rodisvaldo João with an assist from Wanderlei, who seems to be getting involved quite a lot recently, which is a good sign. We've just got a few minutes to see out, and then it will be the end of the game. Can we get another goal before the end? Wanderlei into Sydney, but it's headed out now, and Federico Eli gets another chance to counter. We are very open at the back here, not quite sure why. And Caio Jorge is able to finish it off. He's at Juventus in real life now. I'm not quite sure how he's ended up back here in a team that's 20th in the league. He's got 15 goals, which isn't bad for a team that low down, but it is a bit surprising to see him, come down so quickly. Nice pass into Romulo, and Adilson now finds Sydney not very convincingly. Vitor Gabriel into Wanderlei. Oh, that was beautiful play in the end. Vinicius, though, couldn't get the finish on target. It just came onto him a bit quickly. Unlucky, though. And Ribeiro passes it into Eduardo, and that will surely be the end of that with Adilson's tackle. Very good tackle, in fact. And Ribeiro into Eduardo. Is this not going to be the end? Claimed comfortably by Quarter. And whacked away. And it's still going. So Wanderlei running through the midfield again here. Romulo on the right hand side. He's got Wanderlei still as an option on his inside, and that is where the referee is blowing his whistle. And that is the end of that 4-2 victory. Not quite as good defensively as we are usually, but we were decent going forward. Did some good stuff, particularly in that first half. Perhaps got a little bit complacent in the second, and that keeps us on top by 9 points. Although Internacional have a game in hand, and Gremio are still on the bottom with 19 points from 30 games. That is really, really not good. Not quite sure what's happened to them, because they're not a team that usually is like that. I'd be surprised to see them in the Serie B, but that's certainly the way they're going. In fact, I think they're as good as down now. They've got a few games to rescue themselves, but it would take quite a lot to turn it round. Very good performance from Pedro Ayub. Would be nice to be able to sign him permanently, but I think he's a bit too good and will be too expensive because he's at Hertha Berlin. Anyway, we will come back for the next episode where we should be in the final Copa Libertadores. So I won't show you the semi-final second leg just because we won so convincingly away from home, and no one really wants to see that. So unless something crazy happens, you won't see that. And then we've got 8 more Brasileiro Açaí games left before hopefully the Copa Libertadores final. Now, if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a fantastic day.